All right, guys. Welcome everyone who is watching the live webinar right now here at Gank Studios, where you can get all your favorite content that helps you grow as a content creator, and of course to become better at making content and monetizing that content as well. So we have videos here, we have games, we have get to knows with all your favorite creators, all kinds. We got musicians, artists, cosplayers, you name it. They're all here. And today we have a very special webinar for you guys. And the topic is how to turn your content creation into a business. I know everybody wants to become a content creator. And yes, easy enough. You can make content. That's great. But then how do you monetize that? How do you make that a business that, you can actually earn from and make it sustainable, complete with branding, complete with how you use social media, all of that stuff. And I am here to introduce our host for today. That is Vinccy. She is one of our success coaches here at Gank. She's part of the nurturing team, and she actually helps creators grow and learn about how to best tackle their content, how to do it, everything. And yeah, I don't want to get too into that because I'm gonna let Vinccy's talk speak for itself. And yeah, everyone, please do welcome Vinccy.
Hi guys, hi everyone. Nice to meet you all. Um, it's so great to be back again. I hope that you guys still really remember me from the previous webinar. And I'm so excited to share you guys about how you can turn content creation into a business. So I'm sure that everyone here, content creator, when you are actually doing it as like a hobby or as a passion, sometimes you guys are really thinking about how you can turn it into a business, right? So do not worry, okay? Will actually walk you through about some tips on how you can actually make your own business with content creation. So without further ado, let me just get into it right now. Okay. Hi, Frankie Angelo. Hi, nice to meet you again. Okay, so today we will be covering about how to start. Later, I will talk about how you can start monetization strategies for different kind of content creators, how you can actually engage with your audience using your content, and how to do your own personal branding. And last but not least, our introduction to GCU. Okay, so when we talk about how to start, I'm sure that a lot of people they are like thinking, oh, maybe I just do not start it at all. Okay, but when we look back and sit down, okay, I'm going to tell you how you can really start to do your content. Okay, so I know that this sounds a bit technical, okay, perhaps a bit boring as well, but do not worry about that because once you understand this, it will actually help you to further plan your content creation as a business and even make yourself as an entrepreneur in this industry. So first thing, we look into the 4 P's of marketing. So when we look into the 4 P's, right? Okay, perhaps you will ask yourself, what are the 4 P's? What do we actually do with it? Okay, so the 4 P in marketing is actually for you to ask yourself, okay, we are looking at the first P right now, which is product. So if you are a content creator that really focuses on like art, right? So perhaps you can ask yourself, what is your product? What kind of product that you actually give to your audience or give to your subscribers? And how does your product actually target your audience? Does it make it useful for them? Do they like it? So all these kind of questions you would need to really sit down and ask yourself, right? Because this will actually help you to really gauge where you are in this industry. So after understanding those questions, then perhaps you can move on to the second one, which is price. So when we talk about price, okay, you will think about how do you want to set your pricing. So do you want to set your pricing higher? Do you want to set your pricing lower? Why is it? And perhaps ask yourself for the pricing, does your supporter like the pricing, or can your supporter actually afford the pricing as well? So all these kind of things, it's kind of like technical, but it allows you to understand where you are in terms with other kind of content creator that does the same thing as you. Okay, so next we move on to promotion. So when we talk about promotion, it's not really about how do you want to give discount, okay, how do you want to give bundles to your supporters. Okay, it's actually not about that. When we talk about promotion, right, we think about actually where you will sell your product, how will you actually market to sell your product, and what kind of distribution channel which allows you to reach your target audience. So all these kind of questions, perhaps you will think about if you are on our platform, you will think about, oh, okay, I want to sell it on Gank. So how do I promote to other kind of supporters that are like want to buy my products, right? Okay, so I will perhaps do it on Instagram, Facebook. So all these kind of things are the kind of small little details that you will need to really sit down, think about it, and perhaps write it down, because it allows you to see the bigger picture. So next one, we move on to the last P, which is place. So when we talk about place in this 4P marketing, it's not about where do you want to set up a shop and sell it, okay? We are thinking about what is the best time to reach your target audience, where is the best place to find your target audience, and what kind of message when you send out to your audience, right? Where does it resonate with them the most? So all these kind of things are the focus of the place, where how do you make sure that your product can reach your target audience. So I know that, like, perhaps when I said it right now, you might think that, oh my god, it's too much, I don't know what to do, right? Definitely give a thought about it, and once you write that down, have a clearer picture, then you will know what to do. I really believe in you. Okay, so after the 4P, we move on to the 4Cs in marketing. So for the 4C in marketing, it relates to the 4P in marketing, in a sense that where you look more into the consumer, the cost, the convenience, and the communication. So when we talk about consumer, right? So what about the consumer? Okay, so perhaps you would need to think about, where do you actually get your consumer from? Okay, you need to learn more about the demographic of your buyer, the interest and preference of your buyer. So all of these things is about the consumer, right? Learn what does your consumer like. If you are a cosplayer, then perhaps you would think about, my kind of consumer really likes my cosplay that are actually, doing gaming kind of anime character. So if that is your audience target preference, right, then look into it and actually build on it. So that is part of the things that you can further understand your consumer better. So next one, we look into cost, right? When we talk about cost, what does cost mean? So all this kind of cost actually means that how much money you put out to get your return on investment back. So if let's say you are a streamer on our platform, you'll be thinking about, oh, the cost perhaps to buy this mic is expensive, right? So what can I do? Okay, how can I improve my content to allow me to upgrade my gear? Okay, so this kind of things is actually what you want to think. So costing is mainly about return of investment. Okay, so next we move on to convenience. Okay, so convenience is not about the convenience of you, it's about the convenience of your consumer, meaning your buyer. So when you think about convenience, right, you will think about, where does your consumer buy your content from? Do they like really like to buy it physically from you? Do they really like to buy it online from you? What kind of method they like to use the most? Okay, so convenience is the thing that you would think about for the customers on what they prefer to engage with you in terms of buying from you. Okay, last we move on to communication. Okay, communication, what does this mean is that for you as a content creator, you will actually need to find out what is the best way to really engage with your audience, to engage with your consumer. How do you get the feedback of your product from them? Okay, so if let's say you are using our platform, okay, the best way perhaps you can do is asking directly through the DMs, like, oh hey, do you like my merchandise? Okay, what can I do to further improve? You know, asking communication, getting feedback, all these things will actually help you to really improve on how you want to structure or sell your products in the future. So yeah, I know this sounds like a lot, but with further research and further studies on this matter, I'm sure that you will be able to nail it down. Okay, so next we move on to monetization strategy. So when we talk about monetization strategy, perhaps you will think about, what kind of strategy do I need to use to actually build my business? How do I do it? What kind of strategy suits myself and suits other consumers, right? So do not worry, we will actually talk about it one by one for each kind of category. So before we move into that, okay, first you must understand what is monetization strategy. So monetization strategy is actually a kind of method that allows you to earn your income passively or actively. So on Gank, we actually have a lot of monetization strategy that allows content creators to earn from. So such as our pay-per-view, such as our donation, membership, shop listing, all these kinds of monetization strategies actually allows content creator on our platform to really earn their income passively without really having them to, you know, perhaps work a 9-to-5 job. Okay. So what are the common methods of monetization strategy? As you can see here, these three monetization strategies are quite common on our Gank platform, which are membership, donation, and merchandise. So I wouldn't say like, or other than these three methods, there are no other methods. Of course, there are various methods, but these are the three common ones that are on our platform. So without further ado, I will move on to what are the importance of having monetization strategy. So when we look into monetization strategy, we need to think of a bigger picture on why you need to have monetization strategy. Is it just solely to just get money? Part one of it is that, but as a content creator, right, monetization is crucial because it actually allows you to build a sustainable career with your passion. So with this, you can also generate revenues, and what you can do with that is perhaps you can buy a better equipment. So what will happen when you buy a better equipment is that your quality of work will be improved. So once people see that your quality of work has been improved, okay, you will actually dedicate more time to content creation and therefore building a sustainable career. I am sure that this doesn't come easy to any kind of content creator that does this full time, but with this kind of a bigger picture in mind, you will actually learn to understand why is it important to have monetization strategy for your content. Okay. So perhaps you guys must be asking yourself, so once I understand what is monetization strategy, the importance of monetization strategy, so how do I turn it into a business? So when you look into how you can make your passion into a business, you would first need to have a target audience. So once you understand what target audience you have, right, it will actually allow you to understand what kind of content you want to create. So let's say if you are a streamer, right? Your target audience would be people that are viewing your stream. But perhaps you would think like, a streamer, what can I really do? So you will need to understand the interests and preferences of your audience. So perhaps for you, you like to play horror games, right? So people that view your stream really either one, like to see you get scared, two, really like to see you play horror games. So after understanding that your audience like those kind of things, right, you will actually customize your monetization approach towards those kind of things. So if I'm a streamer and I am actually streaming horror games right now, the monetization approach that I can use for my audience is that perhaps when they donate to me, they can actually scare me with something on screen live. So that actually excites them. So this is the kind of customization monetization approach that you can consider about. Okay. And last but not least, yes, although we keep on saying like, you have to focus on your audience, you have to focus on everything else, but do remember about your own strength and expertise. Just because the examples that I give you right now, it's saying about, okay, you must play horror games, doesn't mean that it is your strength. Okay, if playing horror games is not your thing, you prefer to play much more of like a farming game, okay, you can go ahead and do that. Do always consider what is your strength, what is your expertise, so that you can really turn content creation into a fun business thing that you can do. So next we move on to types of monetization strategy. So when we talk about types of monetization strategies, right? Like previously I mentioned, like we actually have donations, we actually have merchandise, we actually have pay-per-view, all those kind of things, right? So for different kind of group of content creators on our platform, we have different types of monetization strategies that are much more suitable from them. So if you are a streamer, for example, okay, membership, subscription, and also donation are much more suitable monetization strategies for you, okay? Then you can work into building perhaps your own campaign there, okay, building your community using these two monetization strategies. So next we move on to musician. Okay, so if you are a musician, perhaps you can think like selling digital music on your platform or on our platform as well, and perhaps doing live stream performances with donation in mind is the kind of monetization strategy that you can go for. So if you are a cosplayer, right, cosplayer usually strives on donation and digital photo set. So of course there are other things that you can do with it as well, such as pay-per-view. So what pay-per-view is like a smaller mini book photo set that cosplayer can do. So these are the kind of things that you can actually play around with. Monetization strategies are kind of fluid and it's not a rigid thing. So please really explore and understand what kind of monetization strategy suits you the best. So again, if you are an artist, you can focus on commission work and also merchandise sales. So apart from commission work and merchandise sales, okay, you can also look into having stream donation, because you can actually draw your commission work on live stream, and perhaps that is another part of revenue that you can consider about. So there are a lot of things that you can really think about with this, and it's not really only just limit to the things that I mentioned here on slide. Next, we move on into audience engagement. Okay, so what about audience engagement? So when we talk about audience engagement, why is it important as a content creator? Because you would need to understand how your audience work. When you actually understand your audience preference and you understand their interests, it allows you to create exclusive content for them. And what does this do is when you actually market it to them, it turns into a business. So when we talk about content creation, right, really view this as a business in terms of really strategizing how you want it to be. So when we talk about understanding your audience, we will need to think about, okay, how can I reach out to my audience? So you can reach out your audience through actually conducting survey, like perhaps like I mentioned just now, if you would actually talk to your buyers or talk to your supporters, right? You can actually ask them, send them a Google form about the survey on what they think about your product. So what you can do with that is that you will actually understand where your product needs to be improved, or perhaps what are the things that they really like about your product, and perhaps you can keep it that and use it for your next product as well. So these are the little tiny things that you would need to study and understand. So the next one we move into is to analyze your audience demographic. So why is this important? Why does understanding audience demographic is such an important part of this kind of content creation business? Because it actually allows you to target specific niche in your audience. So let's say, for example, if your content is much more targeting towards audience that are really liking you to cosplay, but cosplay is such a big area, right? So once you understand your audience demographic, is like, okay, they are around 25 to 27 years old, and mainly what they like to do is perhaps they like to play Honkai Star Rail. So perhaps the kind of market that you can cater from them is that cosplaying or actually selling photo books that are in that aspects, and cater it just for them. So actually understanding all this kind of audience demographic allows you to really cater to different kind of audience in your market, and allows you to generate more sales in different areas. So next is to study engagement metrics. Okay, so when we talk about study engagement metrics, is that you would need to really understand how does your consumer or your supporter view your content. Do they actually like to share your content out? Do they really like your content where they press like on your Instagram, like on your Gank? So all these things, what you need to do is you will need to collect all this kind of data. And once you understand that, oh, perhaps when you are trying to market your product out using Reels, you receive more shares, right? So perhaps the next product launching, when you want to do, you can actually use Reels to target the excitement of your audience and generate much more hype, so that it really creates a much more anticipation from your audience. So all these kind of little things are the things that you can really think about. So next we move on to actively solicit feedback. So what I actually want to really mention here is really to view any kind of feedback, any kind of response that you get from your consumer or your supporters on our platform. Okay, do understand this and actively talk to them, reach out to them, because this can really help you to build your community, which is really important, because having your own community means having your own little business as a content creator, because without them supporting you, you really wouldn't be here. So really keep that in mind. Hi guys, I like everyone is like saying hi to me on the chat. So hi everyone. Okay, so once you understand the audience engagement already, you will need to move on to building community around your content. Okay, building community around your content really helps you to foster a sense of belonging between you and your audience. So what does this do is that it actually helps you strengthen the bond between you and your audience on any of the social media platform. So perhaps you can ask yourself, how do you want to build community around my content? How do I actually attract my target audience, right? So perhaps the first thing you can do is really just to respond promptly to comment and messages. So I'm not asking you to really reply them in like 1 second. but do not leave your supporter hanging there for too long. If, let's say, for example, your supporter are, trying to reach out to you and say that, hey, I really like your content, I feel like your content has really supported me a lot, okay? Do not just give a like, okay? Really respond to them and say that, oh, hi, thank you for taking the time and effort to really reach out to me. And, really be as nice and be as kind as possible, because this actually allows you to build your own community. So do not forget that as a content creator, building a community is very important. So the next one we look into is that you can actually host community event. So when you talk about hosting community event, this actually allows you to have live chat with you and the audience directly. So understanding that is very important, because this actually gives you like a close contact with you and your supporter in terms of online streaming and all those things. So this helps you build an interactive community instead of you kind of just being passive. So as a content creator, you really want to think about your community as your backbone, and they really support you in everything that you do. So last one, when we talk about building community, we actually look into encourage user-generated content. So perhaps you are thinking to yourself, how do I actually generate user content, right? So what you can do is, if you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, ask questions to your community, perhaps asking them like, oh, what kind of theme that you want to do next month for your content. And when you deliver it, this actually allows your community to feel closer to you, because they feel they actually contributed their idea to you to make that content. So all these kind of things is very important as a content creator. When you want to build your business, always remember, do not forget about your community. So next, we look into leverage social media for engagement. I know social media is a lot and social media is everywhere, but how do you want to use social media for engagement? So nowadays, there are a lot of social medias that we can use to really engage with our audience. So when we talk about social media, we first need to think about the audience engagement. So as a content creator, when you want to make a business, ask yourself, where does your audience engage with you the most? If let's say they engage with you the most is on Gank, then you will actually use Gank as a platform to really talk to your supporters there. So what does this do? It actually makes Gank as your main social media platform to really talk to you. So perhaps there are other platforms as well that they use, but do remember that you will need to identify which social media they actually engage with you the most. This is really, really important, because you do not want to miss out in actually talking to your audience. So once you understand how your audience engage with you on which kind of platform, right, you will actually need to tailor content on the most popular platform which they engage with you the most. So what does this do is it actually allows you to really create suitable kind of content that is suitable and exclusive on that platform only. So perhaps if let's say a lot of people of your audience really engage to you on Gank, right? So what can you do is that you can really tailor your content creation towards Gank platform, perhaps like using our kind of monetization system like membership, pay-per-view, donation. So really focus on all these things, because it really helps you to understand how you can really focus your content specifically for those kind of audience. Next is using strategy, keywords, and hashtag. So when we talk about strategic keyword and hashtag, right? What does this do? It actually helps you to boost discoverability. So whenever you want someone to really focus on your content, create a hashtag or a keyword that is really unique to you, so that when people actually search you on any kind of platform, they'll be able to find you easily. So next, we move on to tagging and collaboration. So when we talk about tagging and collaboration, why is it important to really use this as your business? Because when you tag relevant accounts and you collaborate with other content creators, it actually helps you to boost your reach. So it actually helps you not only to, let others to learn about you, but to also let the collaborators audience learn about you as well. So this is really important because it actually helps you to expand your reach to other people as well. Last but not least is our kind of analytic part, where you really need to do consistent kind of content and always view your performance after that. When I say view your performance, it's not really just checking back the video or the content that you do, but it's really to understand the performance metrics for your content. So perhaps the kind of how many likes, how many shares, how many downloads, how many people buy your product. All these kind of things is very important because it really allows you to understand how you can use social media to target specific kind of audience on different social media platforms. So after talking about monetization strategy, after talking about audience engagement, we move on to the last part, which is personal branding. Okay, so personal branding is actually very important for content creators because it is not only just a brand, it is actually a brand that is about yourself. So personal brand is important because it allows you to stand out from other content creators that are doing the same thing as you. So let's say if you are a cosplayer, you will actually need to build your own personal branding. And what can this do is that it allows you to stand out from other kind of cosplayer in this industry. So the significance of personal branding is very important because it really helps you to define your unique value proposition, meaning it allows you to stand out with other kind of content creators that are doing the same thing as you. So when you think about this, right, you will actually think about what are the kind of things that you do that are actually unique and it's really just about yourself only. Because when you talk about all this, right, you just think about, everyone is doing cosplay, right? But perhaps what makes me different is perhaps I dress other kind of cosplayer style. So perhaps you would actually think about that is a unique thing that you bring out to your audience and your audience actually really like it. So after understanding that that is your uniqueness about you, you would really need to nail it down and be consistent with that. So, okay, so we move on to the second point, which is the consistent branding across platform. So why is consistent branding across platform important? Because this actually allows people to identify you even when you are on other social media platform. So let's say, for example, if you are using the name called Haruko or Harumi, please make sure that your name, your personal brand, is following you throughout other social media platform. Do not change your name for many different kind of social media platform, because that is actually losing your sense of personal identity or your personal branding on this matter. So having a solid kind of consistent branding across all the platform is important, because you will actually want your target audience to know that this is the real you and this is the only you. So keep that in mind. If you really decided to change any part of your personal branding, such as your username, do really inform your audience about it as well. And last but not least, we move on to the significant why is the significance of personal branding important? Because it allows you to showcase your personality. Whenever we talk about personal branding, I don't want you guys just really solely focus on, you know, okay, I want to be unique, I want to be consistent, but you losing your sense of self. So showcase your personality because that is what it is attracts your audience the most. Understanding that, I am sure that you'll be able to build your own personal brand without any issues. So perhaps you guys are asking like, okay, once I understand the significance of having a personal brand, how do I actually develop a personal brand, right? How do I actually develop an identity that is suitable and can make me stand out? So I found that, you know, you can use this CAD kind of technique, which is C is you will actually need to create a compelling brand story. Okay, perhaps you can talk about what helps you stand out from other kind of content creators, and also what kind of target audience that you attract. So having a brand story is important because it actually helps you to encompass all the elements together in order to create your brand vision, which is the A in this. When you are talking about your personal brand, you will actually want to think about how you can develop a visual appealing brand. Okay, so perhaps you will think about, the colors that I like the most can be part of my personal branding in this. So once you thought about it, if let's say your favorite colors are actually, you know, pink, black, blue, okay, do incorporate all this into your personal brand because that is what makes you unique and stick with it. Okay, next we move on to defining your niche. So when we talk about building your personal brand, right, I'm sure everyone will be thinking about, I know I wanted to do this, okay, but how do I actually target my target audience? Okay, you would really need to do like some research, some study about those kind of target audience that really likes your content. Okay, so perhaps like the previous thing, like I mentioned before, reach out to them, get feedback. Understanding all this actually will help you to define your niche. Okay, next we move on to the establish credibility and authority in your niche. So why is this important after you actually understand the importance of personal branding and after really developing your brand identity? How can you really establish credibility and authority in your niche? So if you're a cosplayer that really likes to do cross-dressing, right? Think about how you can build credibility and authority in this kind of niche. So you will actually need to consistently produce the same content over and over again. So doesn't mean that you cannot explore other kind of content. You can, but be sure that it really fits your personal brand image because it is actually representing you. So do keep that in mind and do really think about how you can produce high quality content with your personal image in mind. So next we move on to sharing your expertise. So for example, let's say if I'm talking about cross dressing cosplay, right? How you can actually share your expertise to everyone else is that, you know, giving ideas, tips on your social media platform can actually help you build credibility and authority in your niche because it allows other content creators or it actually allows your supporters to see that, wow, the content creator that I'm following really knows what they are talking about. Okay. And what will this do in turn is to make them support you even more. Okay. And last but not least, when we talk about credibility, we will actually need to think about collaborating with other creators. So why collaboration is such an important thing to do? Because when you work with someone else that are really doing the same thing as you, okay, they can really vouch for you and you can actually really vouch for them as well. So what does this do? This actually helps you to build a much more stable connection with you and this collaborator and also the community that you guys are in as well. So when we really talk about turning content creation into a business, it is really about thinking the bigger picture in the long run, and we really focus on long-term goals down the road. So we are almost at the end already. Can't believe that I've been talking for so long. I hope that you guys really try it, soak it all up and really understand this. But the last thing that you want to do for your personal brand is, why is it important? Because it actually help you to build your business. So when you actually leverage on your personal brand, okay, what does this do? It can actually helps you to, connect to other kind of people that are really in the same industry as you, connect to other people that are actually sharing the same passion as you, same opportunity as you, and so on and so forth. So really, when we talk about personal branding, it's not really just focusing on, okay, I want to build a personal brand for myself, but you would think that in the long run, you will actually need to leverage your personal brand for the business growth of your own brand. So all this kind of thing, it might sound confusing, but further down the road, once you have a concrete plan down, it is much more easier to understand, I guarantee you. So how you can use your personal brand for business growth, okay? So first, you can really monetize your brand. So when you monetize your brand, what does this do is that it attracts a lot of opportunities to your door. So this can actually help you to create more revenue and really generate much more income further down the road. Okay. So next we move on to network and collaboration. So how can personal brand actually help you to build your business, right? Well, it can actually help you to network with other people that have the same mindset as you, and you can actually collaborate with so many kind of other content creators. They're actually doing the same thing as you. So what does this do is that it really secures the business growth for the future of any kind of collaboration. So this really focus down to building trust, expanding your connection, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, when we talk about using your personal brands for business growth, we talk about diversify your revenue streams. Okay, so of course, when we talk about personal brand, we do not really want to focus just having one kind of income stream. We will actually want to focus on a lot of kind of revenue stream that we can do. So keep that in mind and really view that content creation is a business that you would need to focus on. So perhaps you guys are asking, if Vinccy, you keep on talking about, personal brand, personal growth, right? So which kind or how do people actually do that, right? So okay, I have really two good examples here, which they really use their own personal brand to their business growth. So the first picture, I'm sure all of you guys know about Ninja. Okay, so Ninja is actually a gaming streamer that he really used his personal brand, his personality, to build a consistent brand around his name. So what does this do is that it helps him to go down the path of building his business, of getting sponsorship, getting partnership, So all these kind of things is a long process. I wouldn't say that Ninja really just shot up to fame one day. Okay, so keep that in mind. Content creation, to make it as a business, it is a long time. Okay, so we have another example here, okay, which is Michelle Fan. I'm not quite sure if you guys know it, but she was and she is still a famous YouTuber that really focuses on beauty. So when she first started off her journey on YouTube, she was just have a passion of teaching people how to apply makeup. So that is her general goal, only to just teach people how to apply makeup. But soon what happened was, more brands started to notice her, she had more opportunities, she was able to create her own brand, so on and so forth. And this actually allows her to establish herself as one of the best makeup gurus on YouTube. So, you know, all these things is a long journey, okay? When you start turning your content creation into a business, it really takes time and effort. And I am sure that once you guys start and put effort in it, you guys will actually see the fruit of your labor. So I am really happy to see that you guys are here watching this video and really try to understand how you can turn your content creation into a business. So after that, after talking about all these kind of things, I am sure you guys are filled with so much of information in your brain, right? And perhaps you're asking yourself, there's so much research to do. I don't know what to do. Where do I start? How do I do? How do I get the information? Where, who, how, what, why? Don't worry. We have our Gank Creator University here. Okay? So what does Gank Creator University do? It is actually a free resource for everyone on our platform and even for the public, where you can actually view articles that are tailored for different kind of categories such as streamer, VTuber, and many, many more. So in order for you to get as much information as possible, you guys can tune in our Gank Creator University, which you can find on our Gank platform. Okay, so be sure to really study and really kind of ask yourself, oh, what can I do with all this information? How can I make it into a business? Okay, so I'm sure that you guys are quite excited to learn about this, and we have much more content coming in soon on our Gank Creator University, so do not miss out on that. So finally, we are at the last part of this webinar. So I'm happy and I'm proud to announce that we are actually having a Gank Creator University Easter Word Hunt Challenge. So what is this challenge about? How do I actually get money from it? Or how do I get prizes from it? So actually, it is a kind of campaign that we have on our platform from 29 to 31st March, okay, where you will actually get a 1 month free Boost Plus subscription worth $12.90. So we have 5 lucky winners and also 1 full content coaching session with the Gank Creator Success team. So perhaps you guys are asking, oh, how can I join this? What do I do? Okay, so if you are missing out on whatever that I'm saying here, do not worry. We actually have it on our Instagram post, so you can really search more details for that. So just to explain to you a bit about it, it is actually about sharing the campaign post on your Facebook page, and be sure to hashtag GCU so that we can see you, okay? And make sure to keep your privacy post to public, okay? Because if you set it to private, we couldn't see it. And remember that this challenge is from today until 31st March onwards. So to really understand more detail, please go and read our post, and just comment anything on there if you are unsure about anything. Okay, so with that, we are actually at our Q&A session. Yes, we have survived so far, and I hope you guys have questions to ask. So yeah, without further ado, let's see what does the chat have anything to say. Do you guys have any question about it? Do you guys not understand about anything that I'm saying right now? What is it? So okay, let's see. From here in the chat, I can see that oh, most people are excited to learn about personal branding. Okay, so do not worry. Actually, I have a few content up my sleeve about personal branding soon. So I know personal branding is such a big topic to cover because it really focuses about how it really focuses about how you actually want to build your own brand, and how you really actually want to focus on improving your own personal image, and with that through the branding. So without further ado, okay, before I actually end this stream, okay, I noticed that no one is asking questions, but never mind. If you guys have any questions, you can actually comment down on our Instagram post so that we can reach out back to you. Do not worry about that. So I actually want oh okay. Bye. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Us- mm. Mm, yeah. Oh, okay. So generally what I would say inconsistent posting would be actually 3 to 4 times a week. Okay. So what does this do? It actually keeps you at the top of like any kind of social media platform. Like let's say if you're on Instagram, okay, I'm sure everyone uses Instagram knows that if you are much more active on the platform, you will actually get much more kind of views at the top of your post from your audience. So that is consistent branding because it actually shows up on your audience post from time to time, and it actually allows people to remember you that, oh wow, this person is still posting, okay, wow, this person is still creating content, wow, I should follow. So all these things, I know it might sound kind of hassle, like, oh my god, 3 to 4 posting, right? So what do I need to do, right? Do I need to create content consistently from 3 to 4 times a week? Well, I would say that out of the 3 to 4 times a week, perhaps one post that you can do is about behind the scenes. Another post that you can do is about what you do in a day. Then perhaps the 2 other you can focus on your really focus really about your content. So once you put it that way, it will actually feels not that taxing, it's not that tired. So really play around on how you want to structure your posting is kind of important as well, so you do not feel overly tired as well. Yeah. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So add on to that, right? From Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, how is it different from every kind of platform? Is that because every one of these platforms have different kind of metrics going on, have different kind of algorithm going on, right? So what do you need to do is you would actually need to understand how all this algorithm works to actually boost your posting. Perhaps for YouTube is apart from the views, it is actually perhaps also about the kind of hashtag that you use that will actually bump up your video on certain kind of categories, such as gaming, such as vlogging, all these kind of things are minor, but they will actually help to really improve your kind of content that you put out to the world to see. Yeah. Okay, so I understand that, from time to time I might be quiet because Cholo himself is actually speaking to me over the headphones. So I'm actually listening to him talking right now, but you guys can't listen to him. So yeah, I'm kind of like the middleman messenger for now between me and between you and him. Yeah, technical difficulties. Yeah, so I hope you guys understand that. Yeah. Frankie Angelo, hi Vinccy, any tips for creator burnout, especially for beginners who are overwhelmed with starting their creative journey? Oh wow, this is a very good question. Okay, so for creator burnout, usually what is happening for beginner creators is that a lot of beginner creators, when they started out, they are actually dreaming very big. Okay, I'm not stopping you from dreaming big, but remember to really focus on the small wins. Yeah, so once you focus on the small wins of your milestone, your accomplishment, okay, it actually makes you feel much more better, and it actually makes you feel that wow, you are actually doing something. So if let's say, for example, you are hoping by the end of the year you will actually generate like 5,000 USD in revenue, right? But right now it's only just the end of May, starting of April. How do you want to achieve that? Is by creating small milestones, perhaps for the month of April. Okay, I will focus on getting 100 revenue in donation, 100 revenue in pay-per-view. So all these kind of small little milestones, when you break it down, it feels much more easy to be achieved, and you won't feel like, oh my god, my goal is such a far thing away from me and I couldn't achieve it at all. And what that will happen is that it leads to burnout. Yeah, so all these kind of things is a lot of internal struggle. I do understand that a lot of creators are facing that problem. Yeah, but remember always to celebrate small wins on your journey. Yeah, by G. Is it a necessity to have posts on all platforms? Well, I wouldn't say that it is a necessity to have posts on all platforms, but do understand that having posts on all platforms allows you to have a bigger reach only. Okay, but if let's say you already understand that your audience are just focusing on one platform, perhaps such as like Facebook, do focus your posting much more on Facebook. Yeah, and perhaps Instagram and other thing could be later on. Yeah, but you focus on one social media platform first. Yeah. Yeah, so what Cholo actually is telling me about over the headphone is that once you have a community on one platform, then you can really start branching out onto other platforms. Yeah, so I wouldn't say it is a necessity to post on all platforms, but you can focus on one first and conquer others later on. I hope that answers your questions. Okay, do we have... Okay, so from what I'm getting live stream from Cholo on my headset is that, okay, our Word Hunt Easter challenge is already up on all our social media platforms, so be sure to really view the contents there. And if you do not understand anything, yeah, just look at the comments and you will understand how you can join our challenge. Okay, wait, before I end my streams, okay, I would actually like to ask you guys 3 different questions. Okay, so what does this do is that, okay, if you guys answer any kind of the question that I ask here correctly, you guys will actually have a chance to get our free coaching session from our team, okay? So, okay, the first question would be, what's the name of our YouTube channel? Yeah, so be sure to comment down on the chat below. And if you are the first one to answer, and I will announce you right now straight that you will be getting our free coaching session from us. So what's the name of our YouTube channel? So Jean is saying here, I started on Facebook, but my audience is just mainly my friends and not much outside from my community. Okay. Any suggestion on how you can spice up your content after doing the same content for so long? Okay. I will get back to you later on that for Jean and Frankie Angelo. But yeah, do comment down below first. What's the name of our YouTube channel? Gank Now. Okay, very good. So hi Ishati, hi Aisha. Okay, Gank Now is our YouTube channel. Okay, she answered Gank Studio. Okay, yes, correct. So Gank Studio is actually the name of our YouTube channel. So congrats, you will actually get one free coaching session from us. Okay, so I will be sure that to have my team contact you on that. Okay, the next question is that what animal is our mascot? So do you know that Gank has a mascot? Do you know that Gank is represented by an animal? Do you know that? What kind of animal is our Gank mascot? Is it a bird? Is it a bear? What is it? Comment down below on what do you think is our animal that represents our mascot. It seems that no one is answering. Red panda? Okay, yes, very good. But lovely potato, I like how you question yourself with red panda, a question mark. Okay, yes. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So red panda is actually the correct answer. So lovely potato, you actually are one of our lucky winners that can get our free coaching from us. So the next and last question is that, what's our mascot name? What's our mascot name? So once we know that our mascot is a red panda, does our red panda have a name? What's our red panda name? I'm excited. Frankie Angelo is like, what's our mascot name? Is it written anywhere? Where? Hosh is asking a question. Any suggestion on how you can build a community for your content? Okay, later I will get back to you on that. But Frankie Angelo answer me Ganky. Please, it's not Ganky. Our padding. Jean answer our mascot name is padding. It's close. It's party. Jean, you're quite close. You're quite close. It's not padding. It's not padding. Ready. Well, it's kind of close. Okay, Bianca answered Paddy. Okay, so very good. Yes, actually, our mascot name is Paddy. Okay, Jean and Frankie Angelo, you guys are quite close. Okay, a bit more, then you will get the correct answer already. Okay, so yes, thank you to our 3 lucky winners that you guys will actually get our 1 month free coaching session from us. Okay, I do have a team behind me, so yeah, we will actually contact you for more further details. Okay, so do not forget about that. So next, we just answer a few more questions, then okay, I think we can come to an end. But let me scroll back and see what did Jean say. Yankee Angelo. Okay, let me check. Let me check here. Oh, Jean said that he started on Facebook, and audience just mainly friends and not much from outside my community. So, if you really started on Facebook and you realize your audience is not there, perhaps it's time for you to switch platforms. Yes, because although I understand maintaining the same platform allows you to be much more consistent with your content, but if that doesn't work, you really have to switch it up a bit. Okay, so for Frankie Angelo, any suggestion on how you can spice up your content after doing the same content for so long? Well, usually I would suggest going back to basic. Because why? This actually allows you to restart the kind of feeling that you have when you first started out doing content creation. Yeah, so go back to basic. If let's say you are a streamer that you really focus on doing so much on your content, or you're a cosplayer that do so much for your content, slow down, go back to basic. Yeah, back to basic is the place that you want to actually restart again. Find back your kind of passion that you actually like doing about your content and start from there again. Yeah, perhaps you might think that restarting is not a good thing, but once you go back to basics and you actually find back yourself from there, it actually allows you to have a wider perspective on how you want to further curate your content. Yeah. Do we have any more questions? Oh, okay. Last one from Hosh. Any suggestion on how you build a community for your content? Okay, so the last question is from Hosh. So how you can build a community around your content? Well, you will actually really need to engage with your community on the, I wouldn't say on the go, but really talk to them on social media platforms. Like if let's say they actually commented on your post, they like your post, do reach out to them. Yeah. What does this do? It actually helps you to build a community around your content, but you would have to be the one that is actively stepping out first, because you are the one that is wanting it to make it a business and not your supporter. So keeping that in mind, okay, really be much more active on your social media can actually help you to build the community that you wanted for your content. Okay. Lovely Plutado asks, can a minor cosplayer earn money by cosplaying and making content to help their family? Yes, for sure. Lovely Plutado, you can actually wait, you mean a minor cosplayer has an underage? If underage, then I'm not highly suggesting that you do this, but if you are a cosplayer trying to earn money from cosplaying and making contents to help your family, definitely you can do that. Yeah, perhaps if you realize that cosplaying is not the thing that you wanted to do, you can focus other kind of content that you want to create as well. So Hosh are so like doing posts and interactive posts and so on. Yes, correct. Because what does this do is that Hosh, if you are reading this, when you actually do posts and interactive posts, you can actually get like much more engagement from your audience, and this helps you to build a community around your content. Let's say, for example, you would like to ask, oh, what kind of content would you like to see? And if they answer you, then you will actually know what kind of content that you can cater from them. So with this, you can actually build a community around the content that you are creating. So by doing posts and doing interactive posts on your social media platform is the way to go. Yeah, starting with that first. So yes, Cholo, are you still there? So minor probably meaning beginner or small time crossplayer. Well, okay. Yes, Cholo is back. Cholo is still here. Okay. So do we end it now? Okay. Okay, yeah. So I am happy that you guys are here. You guys are actually viewing our stream. And yes, for any further questions, please really just comment or actually ask in this YouTube video so that we can get back to you on that. And with that, I would like to thank you guys for tuning in this live stream, and have a great weekend and happy Good Friday, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.